Happy New Year! What better way to kick off 2026 than by continuing my tradition of taking out my original X100 for a photo walk. This will be the third or fourth year in a row I'll have started the year in this way, but this year something is different. I've given away my original Fujifilm X100, but don't worry, it hasn't gone far. I've given it to my daughter to use as her everyday carry camera, and lucky for us, she has allowed me to use it for today's video. The Fujifilm X100 range is maybe the most iconic camera series of all time, and it's this legendary camera that started it all. It was announced in 2010, so that means that this year it'll be roughly like 16 years old. Like all the X100s since, this one has a fixed lens, an electronic and an optical viewfinder, and honestly, it's just like the most fun camera to use. The downsides of this camera are that the battery life is terrible, the autofocus is pretty slow, and the sensor's something like 12 megapixels, but you know, it is like almost 16 years old. Mine is absolutely beat up, having been thrown about and chucked in bags and taken everywhere, and it's probably got more use this year by my daughter than all the other years of me using it put together, but I'm pleased to say that the original X100 is still going strong. So to start this new year, this morning I've come to one of my favourite places in the whole world. It's Ballymaccormick Point, which is kind of like on the edge of the coast of Bangor. So you've got Ballymaccormick Point here, and then it goes Ballyholme and Kingsland, and then round that headland is like Bangor Harbour. So I'm going to take my original Fujifilm X100 and shoot until the batteries run out, which will probably only be like an hour or something, but I'll shoot as many raw images as I can. And here's the twist of today's video. I'm gonna bring those raw images back into Lightroom and edit them using a series of LUTs that I've designed for LUMIX cameras. If you're a LUMIX shooter and you're subscribed to my channel, you'll probably know all about them, but if you're a Fujifilm shooter, you might be like, LUTs? Like, what are you talking about? Basically, in the most recent LUMIX cameras, like my LUMIX S9 that I'm filming on right now, you can load in LUTs to bake into your images, and I basically spent the whole of 2025 designing my own LUTs, bringing them into my cameras to shoot JPEGs with. My LUTs have been quite popular over on the LUMIX Lab app, which I'm super grateful for, with like 6 of my LUTs being in the top 10 most downloaded of all time or whatever. But something really cool about the LUMIX Lab app, if you haven't tried it or you haven't heard of it or whatever, is that it's totally free and it's for anyone to download onto their phone. Like, not just LUMIX users, like anyone can download it. So even if you don't shoot with a LUMIX camera, you can get the LUMIX Lab app and bring in your JPEGs from whatever camera, apply LUTs and grain and frames and all that sort of stuff. So definitely go check that out if you haven't already. Anyway, back to the purpose of today's video. I've got my original Fujifilm X100 and I'm just going to enjoy my morning walking around one of my favourite places in the whole world, shooting RAWs, and then later on today I'll bring those RAWs into Lightroom to try and edit those with my LUTs. I don't even know if that's going to work, but that's the idea. I maybe should have tested it before I came out and filmed this, but anyway, that's what I'm going to do. Let's go. So beautiful over here. I've got loads of really cool projects lined up for 2026, so if you want to follow along, you can hit the subscribe button if you've enjoyed this video. And if you've really enjoyed this video, you can head over to my website and drop a little something in the tip jar just to say thank you. It would be like massively appreciated, honestly. And when you're over on the website, you can also find all my Fujifilm recipes, all my LUTs, all my LUMIX looks. There's a blog over there, a print shop, loads of stuff. So go over to rawcinasjpegs.com and check it all out. Anyway, I think that's me. Drop a comment below this video to tell me any plans you've got for 2026, and hopefully I'll see you in another video very soon. Thanks for watching. See ya.